Hello, this is a very, very own Yobo for Christ. Sorry, I tried to go live, but I don't know what's wrong with the internet. It's raining here in London, like really hard. Rainy and thunder and lightning. I guess that's the reason why the internet is flopping. But anyway, I'm going to do it like this and then I'll post. Listen, there's this very particular thing I want us to talk about. Church assassins. The church assassins. My question to you is, are you a carer or you are a killer in the house of God? Many pastors, they ask themselves, why is it that I can't seem to gather members in my church for that long? Before you gather them, before you know what is happening, they are gone again. Before you gather, it's all scattered. Before you try to say Jack Robinson, everything is dropping down in front of you. And we ask ourselves, why is it that we can't seem to get them to stay? Well, I'm going to go there today, just like men are not born to cheat. When I talked about the topic, men are not born to cheat. They're like, you're for Christ. You again? Well, I'm going to go there and talk about this. Because when we talk about the word condemn, we really have to understand the difference. Like when I'm telling you, oh, don't judge or don't condemn. I'm not telling you when somebody's doing something that is wrong that you shouldn't tell that person as a Christian. You have the responsibility to do that. But it's the way, it's the approach, the way you do it. That's what makes the difference. If you're judging that person, if you're condemning that person, or you're just pointing out to that person so that that person will see that, oh, this thing that you're doing is wrong. This is the way to go about it. This is the way to go about it. It's the approach that you use. You don't expect somebody to come and tell you their problem, their issue, and then instead of you discussing straight direct with that person, giving that person your own tips or how best you think that that person can go about it, or if that person is absolutely out of line with what he or she is doing, you can tell that person gently and allow that thing to stay there. But when you now discuss with that person and then you carry that same issue, you go and take it to Mr. B and Mr. C, and you're like, oh, have you heard what this sister is doing? I can't believe she's really doing that. Have you not heard? The person just confide in you. You've spoken to the person like, okay, this is what you should do, this is not what you should do, this is what I think. Or you know, oh, this thing that this person is doing is not good. You try to correct the person. You still carry the same issue. You're bringing it to other parties. This time, mind you, you've twisted it. You've made yourself a judge over that person. And you carry the issue and you begin to table talk it with other members of the church. So this is my example I'm going to give. The church is supposed to be a hospital. What they do there, different people come there with their different issues. Sick people that need solution, that expect. Do you know, even as a married woman, let me use the extreme. Even as a married woman, you have issues with your private parts or your womb or anything, and they have to do a check. You will go into the room. You trust the doctor so much that whatever he sees, he's going to keep his mouth shut. It's just his job. That is the reason why he has been trained to do that. You open your behind for the doctor because you're going there to get treatment. You're going there for him to help you. We will trust the doctor with everything we got. We trust them because we understand that they're supposed to keep things confidential. They're supposed to help you. You're not supposed to go into the hospital and come out worse. That's not the intention why people go to the hospital. When you go into the hospital, you expect to see a change by the time you're coming out. When you get to the hospital, you see sick people and you see doctors that are trained. You see people that help the doctors. Here in UK, they call them carers. Okay, they assign you to somebody that you have to take care of this person. There's a book that is being given to you. This is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. These are the do's and the don'ts. They tell you. They are being trained to do that. You don't go to the doctor and you say, oh, for example, I'm too fat. And then the doctor start telling you, well, it's because you eat too much this, you eat too much that, you eat too much that, with this attitude. Yeah, that's the reason. Well, I don't think you should. I don't think that, and start babbling on you. No. It's the approach. He will bring it out. Same thing. He's going to tell you the same thing I just said, but in a different way. He's going to make you see reasons why you shouldn't eat this and that anymore. Why you should go on diet. The reason why you should stay away from some certain food. He's going to bring it down and break it down to you. He's not going to add to your soul, because in the first place, he is not aware really the reason why you're fat, the reason why you eat. Do you know some people can make themselves judge over another person because a certain weakness that they see in you, or that they think they know about you. Maybe they see it that, oh, I can never go through this stage anymore. Oh, me, I don't see myself doing that. And then because you've overcome a certain weakness, the same thing that you used to do, even worse. Then when you see somebody else doing it, you begin to judge them. Who made you judge? That's what I'm saying. If you want to correct somebody and help somebody to get better, you talk to that person and you allow that issue to stay there. By the time you carry that same stuff and you go and tell it to the second and the third person, you are not helping matter anymore. Bible said God hates it. A lying tongue. You carry that same issue and you carry it away. Doctors, they protect files. And if they want to, peradventure, they want to discuss it with another party, is when it's needed. And they come together, they bring teams together that are really trained. They sit down and they look for a solution. They don't gather to condemn that patient. No. They will bring all experts. They'll go and look for experts and say, wait, I don't think I can handle this alone. They'll bring experts and they begin to table talk that issue, how we're going to get this person well. Their intention is to get you well. No, what happened in the church? We ordained deaconess, elders, how do you call them? I don't know, ministers. Give them names. The names you can name. They'll ordain people that are not trained, people that don't have character, people that have not been broken, they don't have feelings for other people, people that have not been through nothing, people that know nada, zero about the word of God. They twist it to their own to fit them. They will bring those people and they will give them titles. Then those people become carers in the house of God. And then you assign your sick patient, someone that just walked into the church, that comes there to get better, to learn, to want to change, that is looking, that is fighting, that is coming daily with their baggages and just wanting to get a word that is going to make them survive the next day. And then when they talk to somebody, they expect you that, oh, this person is an elder, or this person is supposed to be my pastor. Let's talk about this. This person is supposed to be my pastor, or this person is supposed to be my spiritual father or my spiritual mother, and they open up themselves to you. Just knowing that you're supposed to get my back. I want to change. This is what is wrong with me. That person expects you to help him look for solution. And there's a way you go about it. Because people don't just do stuff. If you've not been in their shoe, you will never understand why they do the things they do. So sometimes it's important. We look behind. What is the reason? What's the cause for this thing? We will never know, because you know why? We as people that we think that we are all that we are saints, and we will never make that kind of mistake. Behind closed doors, trust me, don't let God showcase your life behind closed doors. Don't let him just put it on under the spotlight. Sweetheart, it's gonna be a shock to many. But then they come to you with their issue. What is it that they expect of you? Is it to make it worse? And then you end up putting more adding more salt to the salt they came with inside the church. Because people can shut their mouths. You will discuss with deaconess will tell it to elder will tell it to evangelist will tell it to minister will tell it to choir mistress will tell it to music director will tell it to usher will spread the whole thing. And then that same person will not hear Do you expect that that person is going to feel safe in the house of God? Because everybody's faking it. We all want to do like we don't have issues. When you're being real about your struggles, people don't like it. Because they want you to do like you are saints. No, we're not. We're all living in a glass house. Just because you've overcome one weakness doesn't mean that you are a saint, darling. There's something else that you're doing that you know that this is not all right. I'm still struggling with it. I'm still battling with it. But you live your own and you make yourself judge over another. I'm talking about people with titles. People with titles. So before we start ordaining this and that, you got to watch who you make carers in the house of God. You got to watch who you give knife to operate people in the house of God so that they don't end up causing more damage. We got to be very careful the people we give sharp things to cut things away in the house of God. That they cut away the right thing. That they don't end up wounding people with their tongue because you don't know how to talk. They tell you one thing, you add 5 and you pass it to the other one. The other one, we add 10 and pass it to the other one. The other one, we add 20. Before it gets to the 5th one, the matter is already getting to 50, 100. So I'm asking you, what do you expect that person that came into the church to get better? Just like you. You also started from somewhere. Yeah, you that's looking at me. You started from somewhere. You're not sent. You started from somewhere. You didn't just wake up and you become this thing you are today. Even with whatever it is that you are today and what you've achieved. Darling, you got struggles. Let's just face it. You got struggles. You still got some things that you're struggling with. Let's be honest with ourselves. So my question to you is this. Are you a carer or you are a killer? Because with our mouths, we kill people and we make them feel worse than the way they came into the church. And then we stand and we want to talk to them. We want to encourage them. How are you going to encourage somebody that you're stabbing behind? Same thing as friends. You be asking yourself the reason why you can't seem to keep friends. Sweetheart, because you don't know how to talk. When people open their behind for you, it's not for you to go and carry it to the third person. If you really want to help that person to change, you say straight to that person. Whether that person take or not, it's not for you. You leave it there. No, by the time you go and start saying it to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth person, you only know yourself. You don't know the other person you're talking with. You don't know the intention of that person. So by the time you're doing that, you're already sowing a wrong seed. And God hates it. God hates it. In the book of Proverbs, listen, we shouldn't twist this thing and we say, yeah, but how you say, I shouldn't judge. No, I'm not saying you cannot correct once again. It's the approach. And it's your ability to keep things confidential. When somebody come and confide in you, or when you see somebody doing the wrong thing, deal with that person directly. And if you want to talk to another person inside the church, let it be somebody that you trust. That you know with the intention. Listen, God watches our intention. With the intention in your heart that you are not trying to play righteous. Or you are not trying to destroy that person. You are not trying to tarnish the image of that person. Because you know in your heart the reason why you're doing that thing. So if you have the good intention in your mind, like, oh, I need to discuss with this, I want to discuss with pastor or assistant pastor because I need this issue. You really know in your heart that I want to change. I know that my assistant pastor will be able to help this person. Okay, let me discuss with him. And you know that when you talk to that assistant pastor, I don't care the title you carry. If you talk to that person, that is going to stay there. That you're not talking to somebody that have basket mouth. Because this is the issue, especially with youths. We end up driving away youths and we forget that we ourselves, we've been there before. At the age of 16, 17, 18, be honest with yourself. What did you do when you were at that age? We begin to make them feel that they are the worst devils because they are just passing that age, that teenage phase. They are passing it. We judge them. We table talk their matter. And we ask, why are the youth rebellion? Well, of course. Because we make them feel that they are the worst devils. We make them feel that struggles are not real. Struggles are real. Even with adults, you struggle with the things you struggle with. Just because nobody sees it doesn't mean that you are a saint. Let's watch our tongue. The way we talk about people. The way we carry people matter. When one finish talking to you, you carry a phone and you call another 3 parties. God is seeing you. You as a deaconess, you as a leader, I don't care the title. Let me watch my mouth. But let's talk about the stuff. Ask yourself, how am I dealing with my members? Who are the people I put in position? Who are the people I've given authority? And I've given titles to take care of members when you are not around as a pastor. These things count. Most people that leave the church, they won't tell you the reason why they left. You only get to hear it later. And we say, oh, whatever, the person didn't want to change anyway. They'll do it to A, they'll do it to B, they'll do it to C. Those people that know how to condemn people, they're everywhere in the church. And if you don't put them in the right place, they'll keep scattering what you're trying to gather. And God help you if you take a look at their, oh my God, you just get a glimpse of their life behind closed doors. You will be amazed. Watch it, because your tongue is like a knife. It kills. It cuts. But be very careful that you are using it rightly. You are using it to edify. The Bible says, let the words that comes out of your mouth edify others that are the listener, those that are hearing. It's not to kill them. It's not to match them more on the ground. They are falling. You are pushing them more on the ground. Dragging them. Making them feel that you are Christ that died for them. No, you didn't die for them. It wasn't your blood that was shed. So be very careful how you deal with people in the house of God. Otherwise, we're going to keep gathering and scattering. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying the truth. This is the issue in the church. People don't know how to talk. Especially leaders. They don't know how to talk. Be very careful the people you ordain and give titles in your church. Very, very careful. Because these things, they destroy very, very fast. And people are supposed to come into the church and get better. The attitude that doctors and carers use to treat people in the hospital, that's the same thing that's supposed to happen in the church. Gently, gently, people begin to change. We begin to help them. When they see that they can confide in you, everybody come out and pretend that they are all saints. If you don't tell me that, oh, this is what I struggled with before, I was able to overcome it, I would think that I will never come out of it. Everybody will carry their own. They will sit under it. Sit under it. No, I can't do this. So, no, not me. Not me. They will carry it and they will bring your own and begin to fly it in your face like this. Use it to rub you until you think that you can't do this and you can't come out of it. It is a wrong attitude. It is very wrong. You are a murderer. The Bible says, you that is killing people with your mouth, you are a murderer. You are a killer. So watch it. Learn how to use your mouth wisely. And when people come and confide in you, let it stay with you. And help them to look for solution instead of making yourself judge over them. After you finish talking, you pretend like you are helping them. Well, girl, I want what's good for you. Sister, this is the house of God. It's just what is good for you. That's what we're doing. When they finish, you carry it and you go and add tomatoes, mango, pepper, and oil. You are not helping, darling. You are just a hypocrite. So if you see yourself in this category, you are a killer. You are a murderer. But for Christ said so. You are. Drop it, otherwise it's going to keep driving people away from your life. Drop it, it's going to keep driving people from your church. Drop it, it's going to cost you so many good relationships. Drop it, because one day your own behind will be open. And guess who's going to laugh at last? The very people that you pushed out, that you make feel that you are a saint. And then you table talk their own. At the end of the day, people see you anyway, that you are not better than them. How's that going to feel like? Hey, listen, let's do this rightly. Let's showcase love. And let's use tie to tie our mouth. Just zip it. If you don't know what to say, zip it. This telephone, don't let this telephone put you in trouble. Don't let Wi-Fi put you in trouble. You have too much Wi-Fi to call and gossip people. Don't let it put you in trouble. Stop, talk. God is watching. Watching for the soul that he died for. You are killing with your mouth. You are murdering with your mouth. Watch your mouth. Because the day of judgment, so-called judgment, is also coming for you. And God is going to ask you, all the people you murdered with your mouth because you don't know how to shut up. God is going to ask you when the time comes. So my question is, sit down and ask yourself, are you a carer? Or you are a killer in the house of God? Be sincere with yourself. The reason why you do the things you do. In your heart, trying to play the saint, trying to prove a point, or you really want to save that person. If your intention is to save that person, then please learn how to talk and do it the right way. Introduce people to Christ. Christ is love. Anything that is not done in love is a sin. You gossiping, going behind people's back, you are a killer. You're a murderer. It's not only people that carry gun that kills, eh? I repeat, you are a killer. And there are blood in your hands. Better repent now before your day of calamity come. Because all the people you are driving away from the house of God, God is going to ask you. Because you don't know how to talk. God is going to ask you. So let's start building. And pastors, once again, be very careful. The people you give titles in the church. Because when people see people with titles, there's a certain way they expect them to behave. When babies come inside the house of God, and they don't see them behaving like that, they will close up. The thing that brought them, they will close it. They will never get better because they are afraid. They don't know who to talk to. And then you get more sick people in the house. Nobody's getting better. You are preaching the word. You're sweating and saying it. Nobody's getting better. Why? Because of the carers. Because of the people that have been ordained and assigned to take care of people in the house of God. Straighten your character. Straighten your attitude. Before it totally ruins you. Because your own day is coming. Careful. Careful. We're all living in a glass house. Be very careful. Straighten up. Watch your mouth. Once again, learn how to talk. Learn how to talk. And drop that knife at your tongue. Drop it. You've murdered and killed enough people. It's time to do it right. I just decided I should talk about this thing today. So sad that the live video didn't work. Because I really wanted to hammer on this thing. So now the time is limited. I gotta go. But anyway, don't let nobody fool you, girl. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You're a queen. Doesn't matter what you've been through. Doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what life has thrown at you. You deserve a second chance. And if nobody's going to give you a second chance, girl, you give yourself a second chance. Oga, give yourself a second chance. Because people only take care of themselves. They only know their own. Hypocrites. If they don't give you a second chance, give yourself